Victor Wembanyama has lived up to the unicorn generational label that was placed upon him entering the league, being a runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year in his rookie season, and showing off his combination of size, skill, and fluidity that we hadn't seen from a player 7'4" or over. Moreover, what's just as remarkable is Wemby's ability to stretch the floor, and not only take a high volume of threes, but also shoot them with confidence as someone who has been enabled by the Spurs themselves. To show just how impressive Vic has been as an outside shooter, he has now hit 200 career three-pointers in just his 94th NBA game, which is a faster mark than Stephen Curry, James Harden, and Ray Allen. Steph did it in 99 games, Harden did it in 153 games, and Ray did it in 131 games. What's also astonishing about this is that at 7'4", Vic's three-point volume was actually higher than all three of those guards in their rookie seasons. Steph took 383s in his rookie season, Harden took 248, and Ray took 298. Of course, time period is a critical factor in this, given that three-point attempts across the league are significantly up from where they were in the 1997 and 2009 seasons, but the second tallest player by listed heights in the NBA, taking 9 threes a game, has been seen as actually a bad thing by NBA fans. For people who don't regularly watch the Spurs play and just box score watch, or for those who have the back in my day mentality, they'll see the volume of threes that Vic is taking and question why someone that freakishly tall isn't operating closer to the basket. Why isn't he putting himself on the block with his back to the basket and dominating given his significant height advantage? Well, those questions sound valid in theory, but if you knew much about Vic entering the league and his current play style and strengths and weaknesses, the answer is awfully apparent. For one, let's see Vic's tendencies and determine whether these are valid complaints at all. If we look at the stats, Wemby gets the 4th most post touches in the league at 5 a game, only trailing Jokic, Zubac, and Alperen Sengun. However, his point per post touch is just .430. In terms of elbow touches per game, Wemby is 5th in the league at 6, but his points per elbow touch is just .431. As to why someone 7'4" struggles in the post, well, it's pretty simple here. While freakishly tall, Wemby simply has a hard time getting an advantageous position on defenders due to his lack of great core strength. He did put on some pounds in the offseason, but at a listed 235 pounds and a high center of gravity, it can be easier for him to be pushed out of position or denied deep post position by guys even smaller than him, and he isn't necessarily conditioned to better absorb contact in the post. Also, he doesn't have an array of go-to moves in the post like hooks or a consistent post fade to maximize his utilization on his post opportunities. Funny enough, a player of a very similar build to Wemby, who has been mocked heavily by NBA fans for not just backing down small defenders and dominating the post, is Kristaps Porzingis, but he's ironically still an elite post player. Porzingis has placed in at least the 90th percentile as a post player as a Celtic and uses size in the post in a very unique way. In terms of how he dominates, he's not the prototypical back you down to the basket and beat you with the hook or dunk. Rather, a lot of what KP does comes off of mismatches where he has a much smaller man on him and shoots over them or on a turnaround jumper where the shot is basically uncontested because he's a ginormous human being. Out of post-ups also comes drawn fouls and valuable playmaking out of the post where Porzingis can find cutting teammates, and I feel this is a reason why Wemby should continuously work on not only his body, but also on his post game. He doesn't have to turn into Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Hakeem Olajuwon, but by having a post fade, which would be virtually uncontested given his shooting touch and size, or other methods of scoring out of the post, the added attention he'd receive there could better develop his value as a playmaker. But at this time, Wemby is best being deployed at the perimeter. Greg Popovich even alluded to preferring Wemby facing the basket to maximize his strengths rather than back to the basket, which makes sense because this is a proven formula for the Spurs and has been a productive formula for them for winning basketball. Wemby is effective as a screen and roller, is competent at taking defenders off the dribble with his great handle and fluidity at someone his size at 7'4", and he is getting to the basket and predictably has finished well. Out of the 423 shot attempts he's taken this season thus far, at the time of this recording, he's taken 117 of them within 5 feet of the basket and converting over 74% of them. And he shot 79% in the restricted area. As for his 3-point shooting, yes, a crazy 49% of his total attempts have been 3-pointers, but I honestly don't think this is a negative thing by any means. Since entering the league, the thing Wemby was probably most touted for outside of the fluidity in his massive frame was his ability to stretch the floor. While the percentages weren't exactly there heading into his professional debut in the NBA, his touch and ability to even create good looks for himself made scouts and fans hopeful about his prospect as a unicorn in the NBA. In his rookie season, Wemby shot just 33% from 3 on 5.5 attempts a game, but was better towards season's end and even shot 40% on step-back threes. The attempts kept the defense honest, he was taking what the defense was giving him, and he was building confidence while developing an element of his game that could open a whole world of possibilities for him offensively. Over his last 15 games, he shot 39.9% from 3 on 10 attempts a game, destroying teams from the outside while opening the door to punish teams in pick and pop opportunities and punish teams on closeouts since he can put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. The development of Wemby as a 3-point shooter will not only open more doors for him and his teammates due to the added spacing on the floor, but we should actually be also encouraging him to take such attempts, provided he can make them at decent rates, which he is, and he isn't forcing them up and taking what the defense is giving him, which he is. Kevin Durant, in his rookie season, another, again, 7-footer, who struggled with his efficiency after being touted as the next big thing, and as someone we really hadn't seen before. But instead of uprooting his game and enforcing what the critics had to say about him, he worked tirelessly in the off-season and got better at showcasing what exactly made him special. Wemby has a combination of size, fluidity, and shooting touch we haven't seen from someone of his size. In order for he and the Spurs to be able to maximize what he can do on the floor and in the league, hard work and encouragement from the coaching staff will take him in the right places. With that being said, let me know your thoughts on Victor Wembanyama's 3-point attempts and whether he should cut back on them or continue staying the course. I believe that's amazing that a 7-footer is shooting that many threes, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, with the 3-pointer, how far do you think that would take Wemby's game, not only as a creator, but as an offensive player overall? Let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on the video as each like makes a massive difference, and sub to the channel for even more content like this. Hope to see you on the next one. Stay tuned. Merry Christmas.